Do you wish you could live forever, or at least a very long time, but you're stuck being a human with an average lifespan of only 79 years? Well, here are some wild creatures that you should try respawn in the next life. These animals can live for a really long time, potentially even forever. Some of these creatures have been around for so long that nowadays they're considered living fossils, since dinosaurs are their direct relatives. If you want to explore about the animals which have longest life, then we recommend watching this video till end. And please don't forget to subscribe, as we can deliver you more entertaining videos in future. Here is the list of animals with the longest life. Number 10. Tuatara. The Tuatara are small reptiles that inhabit New Zealand. They might look like lizards, but in fact they are a part of distinct lineage related to dinosaurs who lived on Earth more than 200 million years ago. Though nowadays these species are endangered, some of them have a remarkably long life, over 110 years. Number 9. Geoduck. The geoduck is a large clam native to the west coast of North America. It has a small shell compared to the soft part of its body, so it cannot hide inside of it. Geoducks are highly productive. Their females produce over 5 billion eggs throughout their lifetimes. And it's no surprise considering the fact that the oldest geoduck has been recorded to live until 168 years old. Number 8. Red Sea Urchin. The red sea urchin can only be found in the Pacific Ocean. It lives on rocky shores and stays out of extremely wavy areas. Bodies of these species are completely covered by sharp spines, which help them to protect themselves while crawling along the ocean floor. They are aging very slow, and due to that, some specimens can live for as long as 200 years. Number 7. Bowhead Whale. Though the bowhead whale is not as famous as the blue whale, it does have some distinctive features that makes it an outstanding species. First, the bowhead whale has the largest mouth among animals, and second, these creatures can live over 200 years, which makes them the longest living marine mammal. The oldest known bowhead whale was 211 years old. Number 6. Koi fish. Generally, koi fish live up to 50 years, but one of their kind, a scarlet koi fish named Hanako, was the longest living fish ever recorded. She died at the age of 226 years, and it's still a mystery why a fish would live for so long. The majority of people stick to the opinion that the fish simply enjoyed at its life, receiving the love and care of her owners, and the ability to swim in the clear waters of Japanese mountains. Number 5. Limellibranchia. Tube worms. If there is one word that describes tube worm, it's resilient. Remarkably, these tiny creatures who live at the bottom of the ocean can withstand intense pressure and extreme temperatures, from Arctic cold to volcanic heat. Their soft body is surrounded by an outer tube called chitin, which is also found in the shells of lobsters and crabs. Though classified as animals, they have plant-like features like the ability to anchor themselves to the ground. They don't have mouths, so they use a retractable plume to get nutrients from the water. The tube worm species found deep in the Gulf of Mexico, which is able to live up to 250 years. They can reach lengths of over 10 feet, but they grow very slowly. Number 4. Aldabra, giant tortoise. Giant tortoises are quite famous for their incredible longevity, but Tuatara, the Aldabra giant tortoise, was a truly unique animal that died at the age of 255 years. And these turtles have lifespans that perfectly match their 500 to 1000 pound weights. Giant tortoises in captivity have been known to live longer than 200 years. And there is every reason to believe that testudines in the wild regularly hit the 300-year mark. As with some of the other animals on this list, the reasons for the giant tortoise longevity are self-evident. These reptiles move extremely slowly, their basal metabolism are set to an extremely low level, and their life stages tend to be comparably stretched out. Number 3. Greenland shark. Intimidating looks aren't the only thing Greenland sharks can threaten people with. They're also the oldest known vertebrate to roam the earth. They only reach sexual maturity at the age of around 150 years and generally live for as long as 400 years, which can be attributed to its sub-freezing environment, its relatively low metabolism, and the protection afforded by the methylated compounds in its muscles. Astonishingly, this shark doesn't even reach sexual maturity until it's well past the 100-year mark, a stage when most other vertebrates are only not sexually inactive but long since dead. Number 2. Ocean quahog. Ocean quahog is a species of edible clam, a marine bivalve mollusk that lives a very long life, adding one layer to its shell each year. They show exceptional longevity, and great example of this is Meng, the clam that lived for 507 years, the highest reported age among non-colonial species. The majority of scientists think that the Antarctic sponge is able to live for centuries due to the extremely low temperatures of the Antarctic Ocean and their slow growth rate. Number 1. Immortal jellyfish. There is no really good way to determine how old your average jellyfish is. However, no list of the longest lived animals would be complete without mentioning of Tuatara doheny, a jellyfish that has the ability to revert back to its juvenile polyp stage after reaching sexual maturity, thus making it potentially immortal. However, it's pretty much inconceivable that any Tuatara doheny individual has literally managed to survive for millions of years. Just because you are biologically immortal doesn't mean you cannot be eaten by other animals or succumb to drastic changes in your environment.